In the heart of ancient Egypt, where the pyramids whispered tales of empires, Cleopatra found herself entangled in a web of political intricacies. After the death of her father, King Ptolemaic Auletes, in 69 BC, a lineage of an ancient Greek dynasty that had taken over Egypt. Ptolemy themed Cleopatra's brother, and she were declared joint rulers, a proclamation that Cleopatra chose to reject. Despite the opportunity to share the throne, Cleopatra declined the offer, demonstrating her desire for autonomous rule. Furthermore, she opted not to enter into matrimony with Ptolemaic CE, even though he was somewhat younger. Cleopatra's decisions reflected her determination for independent leadership and a strategic approach to control the dynamics of the Ptolemaic dynasty. The throne became a coveted seat of power, and it trembled beneath her. To maintain her rule, she understood that strategic alliances were not a mere choice, but a necessity. And at the apex of this tumultuous political landscape stood the most potent force in the known world, a formidable politician and the great military general in Rome, Julius Caesar. In the dimly lit chambers of her palace, Cleopatra, with eyes as calculating as the stars that adorned the night sky, devised a plan that would shake the very foundations of power. With the weight of empires on her shoulders and an uncertain future, she realized there was no avoiding Rome, and the only path to ensure her survival was to extend a calculated invitation to Julius Caesar in the guise of drawing Caesar into the opulence and mystique of Egypt. It was an invitation that masked 1,000 secrets. Julius Caesar's arrival in Egypt was not merely a diplomatic visit. It was a movement well crafted by Cleopatra, with each step carefully calculated, and every word a carefully chosen note in a symphony of manipulation, because she recognized the strategic importance of aligning with Rome, and she needed Caesar's support in her struggle for the throne. The meeting unfolded against the backdrop of political intrigue, where the alluring Cleopatra skillfully blended charm with strategy to secure her kingdom's interests. With grace that belied her cunning, Cleopatra planned an elaborate funfair to welcome Caesar to Egypt. The air was thick with intrigue as she unveiled the mesmerizing beauty of her kingdom, a landscape where ancient mystique met opulence. The Nile itself seemed to flow with whispered secrets, carrying the weight of centuries. This encounter marked the beginning of a complex relationship that transcended political alliances, leaving an indelible mark on both history and the fates of two formidable leaders. In subtle and calculated moves, Cleopatra took Caesar on a romantic trip through the grandeur of Egypt, navigating the splendor and magnificence of the Egyptian surroundings, and creating a scenario where the boundaries between reality and deception were unclear. Cleopatra, understanding the potency of being powerfully, mysteriously attractive and fascinating in the game of politics, strategically sought to captivate Julius Caesar. Her intent was to use seduction as a persuasive tool to secure an alliance with Rome via Caesar. Through her charm, intelligence, and charisma, Cleopatra wove a web of enchantment that transcended the political arena, establishing a connection with Caesar that went beyond mere diplomacy. The power of her beauty and charm became a key instrument in her pursuit of political survival and influence. The emphasis on Cleopatra's seduction lies in the notion that her ability to wield feminine charm became a pivotal instrument in shaping the course of their relationship. And so, in the opulent chambers of Alexandria, Cleopatra, draped in silk, awaited the arrival of Caesar. As the heavy doors swung open, a charged silence enveloped the room. The air crackled with anticipation as Caesar, a colossus of power, entered. Their eyes locked, sparking an unseen force that transcended empires. In that electrifying moment, worlds collided, and history itself seemed to have stood still, captivated by the magnetic union of two extraordinary souls. Cleopatra got pregnant, a testament to a love that defied the sands of time. She had a son, and he was named Caesarion, subtle submission to the captivating power of beauty, and a shared understanding that power was the currency of survival. Behind the scenes, whispers of alliances and clandestine pacts echoed through the corridors. The air was thick with tension, a volatile mixture of desire, ambition, and the unspoken understanding that the fate of empires rested in their hands. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting shadows upon the great Sphinx, Cleopatra knew that her gambit had succeeded, for now. Caesar, the puppeteer of Rome, departed Egypt, leaving in his wake a queen who had deftly used every resource at her disposal to maintain her grip on the throne. But in the unforgiving world of politics, alliances were short-lived, and power was a fickle companion. The drama had only just begun, and the stage was set for a tale where the line between ruler and pawn blurred with every move in the relentless game of power. And Cleopatra, fearing the potential threat of an attack from the Ptolemaic dynasty, from whom she had clenched the throne, sought refuge in Rome. Accompanied by her young son, she embarked on a journey to reunite with Julius Caesar. During their time together, Cleopatra assumed the role of Caesar's mistress, fostering a deep connection. However, the societal norms of ancient Rome prohibited Romans from marrying foreigners, so their relationship existed in political alliances and personal entanglements until Caesar's untimely death in 44 BCE. Cleopatra, now mixed in the intricate web of Roman politics, faced challenges following Caesar's death. She returned to Egypt. Cleopatra's strategic and challenging journey within the complex political structure of the Ptolemaic dynasty, the ruling family of ancient Egypt, resorted to a calculated move to secure the throne for her son, Caesarion. In a strategic maneuver, she ordered the poisoning of Ptolemy fate, removing a potential rival and paving the way for the ascension of her offspring to the throne. This bold and Machiavellian act reflected Cleopatra's determination to safeguard her lineage and consolidate power in the tumultuous political landscape of ancient Egypt. Cleopatra, ever astute in navigating the turbulent waters of politics, sought a new alliance that would secure her kingdom's interests. In the aftermath of Julius Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra's story continued to intertwine with Roman leaders. Rumors whispered through the corridors of power, and Cleopatra's keen intuition led her to a potential ally, the charismatic and formidable Mark Antony, whom she was aware of his secret admiration for her, leading to her famous relationship with him. Amid political turmoil, Antony harbors a clandestine desire for Cleopatra, adding another layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama. Cleopatra set the stage for their meeting. A lavish banquet in her opulent palace on the shores of the Nile became the backdrop for a carefully orchestrated encounter. And as the evening unfolded, Cleopatra's mesmerizing presence and Mark Antony's magnetic charisma intertwined in a dance of diplomacy and unspoken desires. In the flickering glow of candlelight, Cleopatra, draped in silken elegance, engaged Antony in conversations that transcended politics. The air was thick with intrigue, each word carrying the weight of unspoken alliances and shared ambitions. With a subtle yet potent allure, she drew Antony into her web, planting the seeds of a connection that went beyond the confines of formal diplomacy. As the night deepened, so did the understanding between Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Their shared glances spoke of untold possibilities and a tacit agreement that went beyond the political chessboard. In the days that followed, the alliance between Cleopatra and Mark Antony solidified, becoming a force to be reckoned with in the shifting sands of post-Caesar Rome. Together they navigated the complexities of power, forming a partnership that would leave an indelible mark on history. Cleopatra's astute recognition of Mark Antony's hidden admiration for her had not only secured a powerful ally, but had also ignited a flame that would reshape the fate of empires. Their alliance became an ascension to the art of politics, where intrigue, seduction, and shared ambitions aligned in part to set a new page in the stage of history. After Caesar's assassination, Mark Antony, who was a military general and a close ally of Julius Caesar, equally aligned with Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir. However, their relationship later soured, leading to the famous conflict between Antony and Octavian. The conflict primarily stems from Mark Antony's involvement in the assassination of Cicero, an ally of Octavian. Additionally, rumors suggest Antony's involvement in the murder of Caesar, among other contributing factors, culminating in the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. This battle proved decisive. Octavian defeated Antony and Cleopatra, who both met tragic ends. Cleopatra died by suicide, and Antony followed suit. With their deaths, Egypt fell under Roman rule, marking the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty. The union of Caesar and Cleopatra, and later Mark Antony and Cleopatra, left an indelible mark on history, shaping the fate of both Rome and Egypt. Cleopatra, a masterful strategist and great seductress, deftly wielded Caesar and Antony as pawns in the game of power, manipulating their affections and alliances to achieve her calculated aims. Her shrewd maneuvers not only influenced the course of individual lives, but also played a pivotal role in evolving historical events. In the end, the legacies of these entangled relationships echo through time, portraying Cleopatra as a formidable player who skillfully navigated the complexities of love, politics, and empire building.